What's up, everybody?
My name is Naomi,
My name's Jose.
and welcome to our first YouTube video.
A little bit about myself. I'm 21 years of age. I'm a police officer. I'm also a youth pastor, and I love the Lakers. I love you, LeBron.
I'm 19. I'm gonna be 20 in June. I'm a CNA at one of our hospitals here in Florida because we live in Florida. If you can't tell, we're sweating.
Yeah.
I also am the worship director at our church. So we're gonna do a Q&A. We did a post on our Instagram.
For all the
So we
IG
have
people, we
some
love
of our followers who,
our family.
yeah, most people, no, actually it's random people. Our
Yeah,
family doesn't
random people. Yeah,
support us.
our family doesn't ask us questions.
Our family didn't do anything. Let's start with the first one. It says, well, let's start with how did we meet?
So basically,
This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, we met 2 years ago. But a little backstory is since I was really young, around like 6-7 years old, I used to tell my mom and get in fights, like literal fights with her, saying that you ask God what type of girl you want and God's gonna give it to you. And my mom was like super old school Pentecostal, and she was like, no, God's gonna give you the girl, whether she's ugly or not, you know, that's perfect for you. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. You ask and you receive. And basically I always ask for a curly headed girl, light eyes, light skin, that love the Lord and that could sing really good. And
Here I am.
fast, yeah, exactly. Backtrack 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was working at a coffee shop.
So it was before he was a police officer and before I was a CNA.
Yeah.
But that was before I graduated high school.
Yeah, worked at a coffee shop, and I told my manager, like, what's my type of girl? And then it was the things, you know, light eye, curly hair, light skin, love the Lord, and sang. So one day I'm just working, doing my thing in the coffee shop, being great, and just kidding. Amy walks in with her family, and my manager sees her first. And my manager's like, I thought that I was thought, which translation in English is, you're gonna like this one. So I like peek my head up, and I just see her hair. I didn't get to see her face, and then
Because I'm 5 feet, so.
yeah, I saw her. I thought she was really good looking. And then she kept coming and stalking me in the coffee shop
Yeah.
until I kept getting to know her. We went out with friends, and then we really liked each other, and then we had our first date.
Yeah, something like that. It was Mother's Day that year. So my mom's name is Vanessa, and that coffee shop had just opened, so it's called Vanessa's Coffee Shop. So I was like, Mom, I'm gonna take you. Because her dream is always she wants to have her own coffee shop. So I was like, inspiration. So I took her and I walk in.
Yeah.
I was 17. So I was like in the...
She was hunting man down. That's what she was doing.
So I was like in the okay to like look at guys now. So we walk in.
Aquí llegó tu tiburón.
and-
That's what you were doing. You're like,
No.
I'm gonna find a prey.
Well, I found you. So he had a hat on and he had his beard. I walk in and I'm like half blind. Like if I don't have my glasses, I can't really see anything. So from what my eyes could see, I was like, he's cute. So I looked back at my mom and I was like, he's cute. And she's like, yeah, he's cute, whatever. And he was not feeling it. Like on my side, like he was very dry. Like I was trying to be all up in their conversation because he was talking to my mom. Oh, and this is like another thing that like a couple years prior to that, like I had written like a very long detailed list of like what I wanted my future husband to be. And
Where's the list though?
I burned it because like it wasn't happening, so I was like, whatever.
Wow.
And the smallest characteristics from like the thick eyebrows, the jawline, to the one dimple. Dude, I asked for one dimple and he has one dimple.
I think
It's on the other side.
on this one.
Yeah, smile. There you go. Ding.
No, just
Okay.
kidding.
And one of my things was that he had to speak like Spanish because I don't, like I have nothing against like white
Yeah, like all those
people.
relationships that are like Hispanic, and you bring like a
Yeah,
no offense, I
and then-
love everybody,
Right.
but you're like white friends that don't know how to speak
And
Spanish.
the abuelita's like, oh my gosh, ¿cómo está? And
And
I'm
they're
like,
like,
hi, hello.
yeah, hola,
My name is Rain.
my name is Rebecca. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't want that. I didn't want to go through that. Plus, all my family speaks English, but it's just different when you date
Yeah,
the
when
same.
you can-
And even he's Puerto Rican, I'm Ecuadorian. It's not. Even still being Hispanic, we still have like our culture shocks where it's like,
Yeah,
what?
it's more.
Then he looked like a white boy, and I was like, he's cute. Like, you know, I'll go on one date or two, but like he's not the one.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So,
Set a trap though. You're still with me though.
yeah. But where the ring at? I'm still in the walking in, dude.
Yeah,
The-
he walks in, sees
Walk
me.
in, I see him. I'm like, he's white. And then he says, "Tu quieres eso con leche?" And I was like, ooh, I sure do. And then I realized he spoke Spanish and he had a Puerto Rican accent. So I was like, ding, 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 ding.
And then, long story short, here we are 2 years
So then
later.
I kept going to the coffee shop
She stopped
over and over. Like I went the very
Should've
next day
recorded
with
her.
like my manager. And
She learned my schedule because she went every single day. And when I
Yeah.
wasn't there, she was like, he doesn't go.
Yeah. And then it was like $5 to the trash. That's
Like,
how we
okay.
met. That's the story of how we met. After that, our first time we went out was to the gym. And
Yeah, we worked out together.
then we went to IHOP, which he still wasn't really paying attention to me because at that point he was trying to get
She walked
into the
in like
he was
looking
trying
all
to get-
beautiful and stuff,
he was trying
and
to
then I
get-
was like, this girl is probably one of these girls that like
He
get
thought I was
everything
ghetto.
gets
which I
everything
was
they want,
ghetto, but
gets everything they want and stuff. So I'm gonna just act tough. I'm gonna break her down, and I did. No, just
So,
kidding.
that's
Here we
that.
are, 2 years later.
2 years later,
Long
happy
journey.
and still in love. I think. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we are.
Guys, can you please talk about being a godly couple and how you both overcome temptation and obstacles?
I'm a huge believer in hashtag. I'm gonna make this into a shirt.
Yeah, but we don't really do that.
Yeah, but I think I'm a huge believer in hashtag third wheels save lives. If that's your area that, because I feel like
yeah,
I feel like people have their own struggles. So, like if your struggle is sexuality in relationship, right, and you fall easily into that one, third wheels save life.
that's not really like
Yeah,
our
that's not
struggle,
really.
so we don't really
Yeah.
use it.
I honestly believe like if you love the person and you're in touch with God, you're able to like wait, you know what I'm saying, and wait that area out. But it's hard, man. Like nowadays, like this age is all about like get girls and make money, and like it's not like that.
Like if we're gonna be like 100% honest, like it gets harder the longer you are together.
Yeah, if you're together for like 5+ years and
Yeah,
you're just like in a dating relationship, yeah.
I don't know.
But I also think it's the way you grow up, because like we both grew up very Christian. Like her parents were pastors. I grew up very old school Pentecostal.
I was very rebellious.
And
I'm like now Christian.
but you still grow up with that, and like
Yeah.
I felt like there's 3 things you couldn't do in your life, like drink, smoke, and have sex before you get married. It was like those are like the 3 like worst, like we get categorized since like when I grew up. So I can't do this until I'm married, or so.
Yeah. So you're gonna smoke weed when you get married?
No.
So
Who got that refund? No, just kidding. Know your limit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like,
Set
you know,
boundaries.
yeah, from the get.
Like if you know that there's a specific something that will lead you to do that, like don't do it.
Yeah, walk away.
Yeah. I mean, don't walk away.
No, but I
it's
mean,
just like,
yeah, like what I'm saying.
and
is,
you
like,
have to
refresh
set
my-
boundaries in the beginning because you can't try to set boundaries like
Yeah, do everything in
years-
that set boundaries.
yeah, like 3 years in, but like no, we're
Yeah.
not doing that. Let's say you guys have been together and you want to start like walking in a godly way.
Because maybe you didn't know God, and then
Yeah.
now you guys accepted God.
That's hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I can just imagine. But at the end of the day, like the basic stuff, like prayer, fasting, reading the Bible, that builds your relationship with God.
And you'll feel like the conviction of the Holy Spirit, like not to be super spiritual, but you'll feel bad to do certain things.
That sexuality area is like fire. Like the closer you get, and if it's not controlled fire, then it's not a fire with commitment.
So I guess number 1 would be set boundaries. What like the boundaries we have is like we never really stay out past like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Like you won't catch us 3 a.m. like on our IG story, like somewhere like
Sure.
random or anything. We don't really stay in the house by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we always have. There we do use like a third wheel.
Yeah.
We always have like my brother or like we'll go to his house. Like there's always usually somebody at either of our houses. So
Yeah.
we don't live together either. So that obviously helps a lot. So how do you guys overcome hard times together? We don't.
This is gonna sound weird, but like good space is necessary.
It depends what kind of person you are. You have to like self-analyze.
Right? Like we never answer the question. It depends. Like
Because he likes space. I don't like space. Like if you give me space, I'm like,
Yeah.
like do you not like me
like
anymore?
understanding each other. That's like the main thing. Like understand how how the person goes
How
through
they
that.
work.
Yeah, how they work. Like
Which like I get. Like there's some times where we've had arguments and
Yeah.
we don't. But we also don't like. We don't let pride get in the way. Like we value our relationship a lot to where we're like we don't go without talking with like a whole week. Like and forgiveness. Like forgiveness is hard, but if you know that's the right person, like there's things that you're gonna have to pray about, and it's not like okay, I forgive you, and like it's done, like you're never gonna feel that again. Like it's a choice you have to make every single day to forgive that person. Yep. For the smallest thing or something huge, whatever it is that you're trying to get over, that's something you have to choose every single relationship advice, please. I guess maybe let's do what's like the most important thing in a relationship for you.
I don't want to be like basic, like communication, like that's super basic.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I know.
I was gonna say that too, but I was like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say selflessness, like being able to put your needs, your want, your desires.
You don't do that.
As a wow.
Just kidding.
I believe when you're selfless, you're able to meet in the middle. You're able to compromise. Like if you're selfish in a relationship, you're gonna be pulling each other apart. But if you're selflessness, you're gonna be meeting each other in the middle, and that's where you can, communicate. That's when you can forgive. That's when you can trust. That's when you can spend time together. Like, so selflessness is for me like the number one key.
Yeah. To me, like everything is about balance. That's pretty much it. I'm just kidding. Just leave it with balance. Yeah, no. You're like, balance what? Yeah. I guess that comes up to like our next question where it says time management between professional careers, relationship, ministry, and individual families. So to me, everything's like about balance. Like too much of anything is like bad.
We're very like scatterbrained. Like if relationship, work, ministry, like I don't see it like that. Because if I see it like that, I'm gonna go crazy.
So just like taking one thing at a time.
At a time. We're young, and then people who are watching and stuff, they're probably going through the same thing as us, and that's what we see. We're like, oh my God, like college. I have a relationship. I want to get married. I want to, I want kids. I want a house. And you're like, oh my God, there's so much to do. But if you just focus on, if you focus on what the task at hand, and just do that good, and then forget about it, and then do the next one, like focus on what's at hand.
And being young, it's hard to be like responsible sometimes because you're like, we already have like our careers kind of set out, like you're a police officer. That's not something like you could just call out, like if you were working at just like a store where you're just like hang out with my girlfriend and call out, or what I mean, like. And then my job is like our jobs are both very serious and we love what we do. Well, not everybody has like their career set out. A lot of you guys are in college, so I think it's like being responsible too. Like if you have a class to go to, but that's the only time you can see your significant other, like do that, because at the end of the day you are not married to that person, so you have to take care of yourself too. So just like being responsible with what you got to do, but at the same time being intentional to make time for that other person.
Intentionality is huge.
How to have a long-lasting relationship with God.
We'll always be an advocate for saying look back.
Oh yeah.
Like people are like never.
Me too, dude.
Yeah.
I was about to say that right now.
Like don't, like people are like, oh, don't look at the past. Like let's say like for me, I grew up old school Pentecostal. I grew up in church, but I did have like my fallouts. I did have my sin. I did have my rebellious stage. I like to look at those moments and not be like, oh, I wish I was partying again or drinking again or smoking again. I don't see it like that. I'm like, look at where God took me out of, and that helps me have a relationship and fall in love with Him every single day. Like I'll look back when I was lost, when I was broken, when I felt like no one loved me, when my self-esteem was to the ground, when I wasn't sure of who I was or who God wanted me to be, and to look at those moments and place myself mentally in those moments, to then look at where I'm at,
how it felt.
That urgency, like that urgency, and be like, wow, God saved me from that. What can't He save me? And I continue to seek God. And be practical. I feel like we over spiritualize a lot of stuff too. Like we're like, oh, like
be thirsty for Jesus.
Yeah, like it's good to be practical. Like I'm not expecting. Like, I don't even read my Bible 30 minutes. Like, it's super hard to read your Bible. It's super hard to pray for a long time. Like, those people who can do an hour of Bible study or 2 hours of, like, prayer, like, kudos to you. But, like, being super practical, like, if I can have 5 to 10 minutes every morning, every afternoon, make time for God. Like, and I'm remembering where I came from. Like, when I didn't have a job, when I was only making minimum wage, when I didn't have I was in a relationship that's, that wasn't good for me, that wasn't healthy, where ministerially I didn't want to go forward. when I look at those moments and now I see that, you know, I do have a career that I'm passionate for. I have a beautiful girlfriend that I'm going to be with, and I have a ministry that I'm super happy, like proud of and happy for, and continue to grow in there. I'm like, wow, if God saved me from that, like, let's keep worshiping him for what he did.
Same.
Retweet.
No, I was literally going to say that, but you took it. Great mind thinking like, and that's why I'm taking it. I guess we'll do the last one, which is just self-love. Personally, I was not able to learn how to self-love while I was trying to love someone else. To self-love, you got to work on yourself, by yourself, for yourself. You can't pour out of an empty cup. Not to be like over spiritual, but again, it's like just finding your worth in Jesus. Because if Jesus is out of the picture and I just pull up my phone and I look at Instagram, like I'm gonna see Kim K, I don't have a waist snatched like her. I'm gonna see Beyonce, my vocal cords are not like hers. Like so many things that I'm comparing myself to. And like, if I compare myself to all those, I'm like, dude, like I'm not worth anything. But if I look at Jesus, where he died on a freaking cross for me, like I honestly, like I talk about it and I'm like mind blown every single time, because we go through like the smallest, like I can pluck your eyebrows and you're like crying, and Jesus got his beard like ripped off and he was like
doing it out of love, whipped.
Yeah, and like got whipped, like all of that for you, for me, for him, so we can live freely and we can have life eternally in heaven one day. Like it, like mind blowing to me. So if we look at that and you focus on how much Jesus loves you, and because of Jesus, he has made us worthy.
Yeah.
You know, then you find that self-love. But it's really hard to find self-love with the worldly things. Like I tried to do it for 16 years of my life and it never worked out. So that's like, I think the answer's in Jesus.
Another one could be doing something you like. I feel like we're so like social media based, and we're always in the public eye, whether it's whatever we do, right? And we're constantly comparing ourselves, and we're trying to fit rather what we want to do. We're trying to fit into what categories people want us to be. Yeah. And then instead of searching for that category, why don't you just focus on what you like to do? Best times that I self-love was when I was wrestling, when I like did a sport. I did the sport.
Doing something for you.
Yeah, for me. Yeah, I wasn't doing it for my parent. I wasn't doing it for my coaches. I was doing it because I actually loved it, and being able, when you love something a lot, you'll be naturally good at it too. Yeah. So obviously when you're good at something, you'll get results, and that kind of builds confidence, like good confidence. You know, you'll be proud of who you are. You'll be proud of your accomplishments. So doing something that you love rather than doing what people are telling you to do is always the best bet.
Yeah, and I think like genuinely just taking care of yourself. Jose and I are on a weight gain journey. He's gained like 23 pounds.
No more than that. Who's counting?
My bad.
No,
well, he's gained how many? 28?
Around 30 pounds.
Dang! Yeah. Mr. Thick. So he's gained 30 pounds, and I've gained 10. So, like, if you just start taking care of yourself, like, he started working out, like, hardcore, all of those things build up, like, your self-esteem. Like, you feel happy about how you look, and you feel healthy. Yeah. And let's say in this quarantine time, like, don't just lay in your bed all day. Like, when you look good, you feel good. So, like, get up.
Invest in yourself.
You know,
read a good book.
I love the Bible, like, devotionals, because they literally take up, like, 5 minutes, and it's, like, they're usually really good. Yeah. Like, you do that while you're eating your cereal. Like, you put a little makeup on, you know, you brush your hair, go for a run. When you take care of yourself, you feel good. So we touched, like, the spiritual, the physical, and the mental side. Look. But yeah, that concludes of our first YouTube video. We hope you guys enjoyed getting to know us a little bit better. Like, comment,
subscribe.
There you go. We'll be back with more videos. Comment down below what kind of videos you want to see next. Yeah. We're going to try to do some as often as we can. Our schedules are kind of crazy. And life is all about balance, so we're going to try to fit it in.
As much as we can.
Yeah. As much as we can in our crazy lives. So, we love you guys, and thanks for watching.